Sports fans, history is being made today as this is the first live beatball championship broadcast in the Hoosier State. Live from North Central High School, we welcome you to the 18th annual Indy Thunder Beatball Bonanza, brought to you by Navigating Blindness and by Everything Under the Sun, Bright Ideas, and by Newsline NFB. Live the life you want, and by Optimist Club, become an optimist. And by Bosma Enterprises, Navigating Blindness. Good morning, I'm Mike Walensky along with Tim Hibner, and today's Indy Thunder Beatball Bonanza Championship game features perennial powerhouses, the Indy Thunder and the San Antonio Jets. These are two of our country's top beatball units. Indy's Thunder is the reigning national champion. And Tim, let's talk a little bit about the differences in baseball and in beatball, because a lot of our fans aren't aware of that.
Well, there's no second base. There's just a time issue. Once the ball's hit, the people on the field have to get the ball up off their body, off the ground, controlled before the man touches the base. If the man touches the base first, it's a run. And then if he hits the ball first, it's an out.
And obviously, you look at the beatball rules and regulations, 2 balls and 4 strikes. There are no walks. Actually, there's 1 ball and 4 strikes and no walks. A hit ball must pass a 40-foot arc or it's foul. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
At the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Barb Weston on the national anthem. Our pregame show is brought to you by Bosma Enterprises. Every day, we continue a nonprofit mission begun over 100 years ago, helping adult Hoosiers who are blind or visually impaired gain the life skills they need to remain independent and the job skills they need to stay self-sufficient. Bosma Enterprises. And for the NBBA rules, fans can visit nbba.org to learn more. And Tim Hibner, again, here are the rules and regulations. As we know, it's just 1 ball and 4 strikes, but there are no walks. You have to be aggressive hitting the baseball.
Absolutely. The pitcher has to attempt to hit that bat, and it's cadence and timing every time. When he says ready pitch, the batter needs to wait 1 second or a half second. Whatever his pitcher's speed is what he has to learn, and then take his swing at the ball. And it's like throwing a dart. When he throws that ball, he has to throw it where the batter's swinging. And then once they make that strike, if they swing too early, you'll see it go down foul out the third base. And then if you see him swinging a little late, they'll go foul down first base.
Well, as far as the beatball is concerned, one of the key components here are the spotters out in the field defensively. They are very crucial for the defense to be able to execute on the field today.
Oh, absolutely. That's a good point you just made there. The spotters have to make a quick call, and it's not that they're telling them where the ball is exactly at. It just gives them a good idea of which direction to start before it crosses that 40-foot line. If they wait too long, it freezes the players on the field, and then the ball gets too deep into the field, and the runners make the base.
Offensively, the biggest change in beatball is the fact that the pitcher and catcher work together to produce hits. as opposed to regular baseball where the pitcher and catcher work together to produce outs.
That is correct too. The way they work together is amazing. I've seen only a few perfect games pitched. Myself and Jared and the other pitcher, Kevin, have produced a perfect game, all hits. I had 37 hits in a game one time, no strikeouts.
Well, today, as you look at San Antonio in the green and gray, they hosted the Cinco de Mayo tournament in Texas about a month ago, and they defeated the Indy Thunder, but then the Indy Thunder did not bring their entire roster due to travel issues in terms of costs. They only brought about 8 players. But San Antonio has a veteran squad looking at this repeat squad of the Indy Thunder coached by General Manager and Coach Darnell Booker.
Yeah, that is what happened. I was there. I played in the tournament. And as I showed you before, I had a couple of close calls from the ball coming out so fast. And you're correct. There is job requirements. There are other things. This isn't cheap to bring a team and bring them somewhere and set them up and have a tournament. It's pretty tough on everybody. And you have to make some calls, and some people have to make some calls that sometimes you just don't want to have to make. You wish you didn't have to.
The San Antonio Jets would like to win this tournament because their goal is to win a World Series, much like the Indy Thunder. And we return, we'll see what happens in this matchup between these two outstanding nationally ranked beat ball teams. You're watching the NBBA Regional Beat Ball Championship, presented by Bosma Enterprises on the ISC Sports Network.
When a visit to the eye doctor ends in a diagnosis of blindness or visual impairment, Bosma Enterprises is there, providing low and high-tech tools that let adult Hoosiers keep living at home, and training that teaches people with vision loss how to cook meals, travel around their homes and towns, and continue their employment. Because the need for independence never fades, even when the sense of sight does. Bosma Enterprises. To give help or get help, visit bosma.org.
Thousands of Indiana residents feel isolated from the world due to vision problems. Thanks to the National Federation of the Blind, visually impaired Hoosiers can hear newspapers, circulars, and magazines from across the globe.
I'm a Vietnam veteran. I'm blind. I read Stars and Stripes on NFB Newsline.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
Subscribe free to NFB Newsline.
Back at North Central High School for the Beat Ball Championship between the San Antonio Jets, as you take a look at them out in the field, and the Indy Thunder. And Tim Hibner, we've started off.
Okay, so it appears that San Antonio is batting right now. Mr. Rambola just got a hit. It was so deep that the outfielder couldn't get to it. There is a line out there that if they hit it over the line in the air, they call it a home run, so that they could keep track of those kind of things. He hit it, and it landed probably about 150 to 170 feet out and then just kept rolling. There was a lot of push on that ball.
That was Zach Ambula leading off, and David Smith will bat second. Now, these two teams just flipped right before we came out of break, and it appears, as you mentioned, that San Antonio will be the visiting team in this championship.
That is correct.
And Kevin Simpson is the pitcher for Rodriguez's San Antonio Jets unit. What a great hit down the left field side.
Yes, he did. Did it go foul? It went foul, it looks like.
It turned foul out there as the Indy Thunder gets set defensively. The Thunder, a young team, but they are very athletic. If you want to win a championship, you have to have speed, and you have to have toughness, and you have to be fundamentally strong at the plate and hit.
That's absolutely correct. You got to be able to get down that base and put the pressure on the defense to make those plays. He's pitched 2 balls and hit the bat twice. You want to make sure your pitcher keeps the pitch count down if you can, just like in baseball. The ball weighs almost a full pound. All right, here we go with the next pitch.
This is Kevin Simpson on the hill for San Antonio.
He got a little under that one. It was it tipped off the bottom of the bat. He's got to get it up just a little bit more.
David Smith, number 7. And there's 2 strikes on Smith, the right-handed hitter, batting in the second slot for Rod Rodriguez Ball Club. And we know Kevin Simpson was the guy that started this San Antonio ball club, but he came out of Austin, Texas, as Smith unfortunately strikes out. And there's 1 out with the score 1-0, San Antonio on top of the Indy Thunder.
Well, as we were talking about before the game, Kevin gave that first pitch, and it hit right on the bat. The batter got a little bit out in front of it and pulled it down third base line. So Kevin did his job. He put 1 in there out of 4. The batter was just a little early.
Here's Aaron Almanza stepping up. He's wearing jersey number 4. He has a brother on this ball club, Rene Almanza. He's very quick and a very strong hitter. As you see him line one down the left side. And that one is foul as well, Tim.
Yes, it's if you can see down the line where the base would normally be in baseball, where the base is now is 10 foot off of the line, and so the ball has to go around that corner just as if there was a base in baseball. So it has to make that corner before it turns foul.
Rod Rodriguez, the coach, is catching this afternoon for San Antonio. As we mentioned, Coach Simpson is pitching. Simpson, the founder of San Antonio, he's teaching Rod Rodriguez how to run a program here in San Antonio, and Rod is doing a really nice job.
Oh, you can say that again. These San Antonio Jets are really coming on fast.
2 strikes.
All right, we got a short one up front there, and he fumbles the ball, and it's up. See, he had the ball first before he got to the base. So that makes it out for the Thunder. So that's out number 2 for the Thunder.
And Eric Rodriguez makes the play defensively, number 7 for the Indy Thunder. And as you mentioned now, there are 2 outs in the San Antonio half of inning number 1. The Jets on top 1-0. And now we come to our 4th hitter in the lineup for the Jets. It's number 22.
Axel Cox is a great hitter. He is actually from the Austin team when Kevin was on the Austin team.
In 2009, which shows how many years most of these players have been playing. This guy was an all-defensive performer in the Beat Ball World Series, much like some other teammates on this club. Very good defensively.
Nice hit out in deep, and he fumbled the ball. I didn't see who made the base. I couldn't see which one was there first. Did he beat that out? I guess he did. It shows here that there's a run and only 2 outs. So he knows when he hits one, it doesn't matter how deep it is. Good players are there, and he went ahead and beat that out.
So Cox with a 2nd run of the ball game. Now Wilcox is the hitter for the San Antonio Jets. Isaiah Wilcox, a 2-time defensive player, and he has played for a number of teams. As you see here,
he got it up.
Oh, he very, very nearly scored another run, but the Thunder come up with a pick, and that ends the inning. So, in the top of the 1st inning, the Jets come up with a pair of runs. It's 2-0 Indy Thunder as we come back on the ISC Sports Network.
Danny Wayne Beamer, Program Manager of the Elder Blind Program at the Will Center in Terre Haute, Indiana. I introduced the NFB Newsline to seniors in 13 southwestern counties in Indiana. I also utilize the NFB Newsline for my radio station public affairs shows. The NFB Newsline. Experience it today.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
We are the nation's blind, and we read NFB Newsline.
Tired of watching the same old things on TV? Something new is on the horizon. The ISC Sports Network. Contact your cable provider today to add the ISC Sports Network. See the big games, the big moments, the championships, and more from all across the state. High schools, colleges, original content you can't find anywhere else. On the ISC Sports Network, It's all here. Find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
It has been nothing short of remarkable for coach and general manager Darnell Booker to create a world championship level Indy Thunder ball club. And Eric Rodriguez, number 7, Tim, will lead it off for Indy Thunder. They trail 2-0 to start off the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Eric is an excellent hitter, and you can see through his stats here that he's batted 1,000 in one game. It's not uncommon to bat over 500. If you're not batting over 500, if you're not batting over 500, you're just you're being a little slow or not hitting far enough.
Jared Woodard is the pitcher for the Thunder.
Ball's up, and he didn't make the base that time.
And there's one out, and a very nice defensive play for the Jets out in the left center field area as Rodriguez is out to lead off the Indy Thunder first inning. That's a big out for the Jets as Gerald Dykes will be stepping in. He's a designated hitter. That's a look at the defensive lineup for the Jets with Almanzan Cox up front, and then from left to right, Arambula, Flores, Wilcox, and Castaneda. And we know that Wilcox, number 8, is an outstanding defensive performer.
Absolutely. You just wouldn't believe the kind of timing and issues. When you play a tournament at the World Series, these guys got to play 3 games a day for the first couple of days and then finish the series, and that's tough.
And the pitch from Woodard is strike 1 to Gerald Dykes, number 10.
He's searching for the outside part of the bat and got a little too far outside on that one. The height looked good, but you're looking for the biggest, heaviest part of the bat.
Avery Hunsaker, number 15, is the catcher. Now the catcher and the pitcher generally are sighted players. Here's a line drive deep into left field. That may be some trouble.
He missed the base. He's got to go back, and I don't know. It's a close call. He slid past the base. That's sometimes what happens when you have young players that they get a little too anxious.
Well, unfortunately, Dykes did not touch the base before the ball was picked up in the outfield. Let's look at the replay. Driving the ball down into center field. The spotters are out there. There's 2 spotters telling what region where the ball is, and then the play comes up, and the out is made. 2 outs in the inning. We'll go to the third hitter in the lineup. This is Zach Bueller.
Yeah, they can't miss that base like that. This team's too good. You miss a base, it don't matter how big a hit you get. That just gives them too much time to get the ball up.
Jared Woodard, the pitcher. Bueller swings and misses, and it's 0-1 now on the Thunder hitter in the bottom half of the first as you see the scoreboard with the Jets on top early on 2-0. And it appears that Woodard is trying to work the ball in the outside corner, looking
Absolutely.
to drive the ball possibly to the right side because you know their strength is to the left side of their defense.
You got that right. It's a game of chess, really. There it goes down that first base side, like you said. Let's see if he gets it by somebody. He fumbled the ball, and I think he got it.
I think he got it too. That shows you that you've got to have speed and determination to get to that bag. It's a 4-foot bag. It's almost like football. You got to run through that bag and knock it down.
Absolutely. You see sometimes some of the new players want to slide and play, like they're on a regular field, but you have to run through the bag. You can't slow down and kick your legs out. You have to run through it, and it saves your body too by doing that. Run through it, touch the bag, and move on.
Now stepping in for the Indy Thunder with their first run of the ball game. Kind of loosens up this defending championship team is Corey White. He also is a brother tandem. This one is driven deep.
Yeah, look at that one go. Oh, it went foul. He pulled it around a little too hard. He come around a little too quick on it.
So 0-1 on Corey White. And what the 2 White brothers bring is that speed that Darnell Booker likes offensively, and they can produce runs from that.
Oh, absolutely. The speed puts the pressure on that defense to get the ball up quick, and if you try to pressure too much, you'll fumble the ball. Oh, that time he got a good piece of it. That's deep. Oh, it's into the next field. My goodness, that was
tremendous drive for Corey White and a run, and this one ties up the ball game at 2 here in the bottom of the first. And again, strength and speed go hand in hand.
You're absolutely correct there. He drilled that ball, and it was right on the bat, and it went past the outfielder into the next field. Here it comes again.
Wow.
It was perfect in the sweet spot of the bat. Went right over his shoulder on the first hop.
It took a nice hop there past the San Antonio Jet defender, Zach Arambula, playing out there in the outfield. And now Corian White stepping in. Corian White may be the quickest player on this Thunder roster.
Okay, if the ball goes dead, what ends up happening is the batter comes back to the plate with the same count that he had before. So with a dead ball, the pitcher takes a couple of pitches with the new ball because it's a little tacky, you know, it's been in storage or whatever, been charged up. And so he takes a couple of pitches, he comes back with the same count, and they got to do it all over again.
And that means that Corey White, instead of his brother, will come back to the batter's box here to take another rip. This one pop foul. He's got 2 strikes. And you talk about the ball, you know, not beeping and having to replay. These balls are very expensive. This is an expensive sport. About what, $35 per ball?
$35 a ball, and you got to bring 5 balls to a game. Okay, took his pass ball. He was checking his timing right there. So here we go. We have a pass ball, and
Jared Woodard ready. Here's the pitch. This one fouled off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the bases are $300-400. The electronics for the bases, they're insert pieces. It is very expensive sport. They are actually playing today with a set of bases. Okay, he's got one up the middle.
Nice play by San Antonio for the pickup, and that retires White.
That's the side there. They're going to change sides. The bases that we have out there today have been retrofitted with some R&D stuff that Taiwan brought with them. We have a wireless base that's doing the turning on and the making of the buzzing noises and things like that through radio frequencies rather than having to run a wire out.
We'll be right back. You're watching the MBBA Regional Beat Ball Championship presented by Bosma Enterprises on the ISC Sports Network.
When a visit to the eye doctor ends in a diagnosis of blindness or visual impairment, Bosma Enterprises is there, providing low and high-tech tools that let adult Hoosiers keep living at home, and training that teaches people with vision loss how to cook meals, travel around their homes and towns, and continue their employment. Because the need for independence never fades, even when the sense of sight does. Bosma Enterprises. To give help or get help, visit bosma.org.
When you're competing for a regional championship, you have to play solid defense. And Tim Hibner, this is what the Indy Thunder delivers here.
Oh, yeah, their defense is solid. They practice defense. And, you know, it's kind of strange. A lot of places like to play the offense. All right, we're at where are we at on the order here?
Ricky Castaneda, number 88, at the bottom of the order for San Antonio, the 6th hitter in the lineup. He'll lead off the second for the Jets. And interesting, Tim, is the shift defensively. Looks like they've moved around to the left, to the right side of the field, thinking he'll hit the ball the opposite way off the pitcher, Kevin Simpson. Here's a run.
There it is, a run right there, and two of the guys run into each other. And during practice, we saw that happen once before, as I was pointing out to you. When that happens, they didn't call the ball. If you get a pop fly in Major League Baseball, somebody calls the ball. They need to talk a little bit better and let one guy get that ball and trust the other teammate.
What was your position?
Well, Castaneda, number 88, shows some speed there at the bottom of the order as Zach Arambula steps up. Arambula scored his first time up as San Antonio has taken a 3-1 lead. Now, there is a 40-foot arc from home plate. If the ball does not pass that 40-foot arc, it is a foul ball.
Yes, the foul ball is a interesting deal. It keeps the players from having to come in on top of the pitcher. It closes off some of the fair ball area so that they have some place to play equal. Oh, he's looking up. That must be a deep hit.
He got well.
He got it in the outfield just before it got into that rough grass. That
Bueller coming up with a play defensively for Indy Thunder, as you mentioned, in that soft grass out there, a couple feet before the grass started really causing some problems. So there's one out.
Oh, he hit it good too. It went deep out there, and one hop, and he caught it under his armpit, knocked it down with his armpit, and he brought it up for the out.
Now David Smith will step up. He's hitless in one. He struck out swinging his first time up. As you take a look at that San Antonio Jets bench, the Jets on top in this championship in the top of the second, 3-1. A lot of pressure to some degree on the pitcher, Kevin Simpson, number 15.
Yeah,
They've done a lot of work, these pitchers and hitters, there's no doubt about it, but still the pitcher has to deliver a quality pitch
every time. You can't take it any time off.
One thing is this swing and a miss for David Smith. One thing about these two ball clubs, they don't just play tournaments, they prepare throughout the entire season. A lot of guys condition, a lot of guys watch their nutrition, but most importantly they practice well into January.
Oh yeah, they that's a foul ball. Man, I'm glad he got past that ball before the fielder got out there in foul territory.
Very close play there.
Yeah, Eric is so fast. He come out there and the runner just passed the ball and it just rolled out. So, but there is a stop play clause, so to speak. If the umpire has to call the play off because somebody is going to run into somebody, whoever is at fault, so to speak. So if there was a fair ball and the fielder run past the foul line and got interfered with the runner gets a run. They call the play off, the runner gets a run. And if he's running inside the foul line and they have to call the play off, the fielder gets the out.
2 strikes on David Smith. Boy, they'd like to get some production out of number 7 here. San Antonio on top and swings right through this one.
With his where the balls have been landing, you can kind of tell he's out in front of the ball. He finally got a hold of one. It's knocked down by Eric, and it's up.
Great job defensively by the infielder Eric Rodriguez, number 7, to retire David Smith. So there are 2 outs in the San Antonio lineup. As David Smith's retired, David Smith, after 3 strikes, catches up. Remember, in beat ball, you get 4 strikes.
Yeah, he caught the top of that ball, and it was hopping pretty good. But Eric knew it was hopping, stayed up on his feet, caught it in the chest, and then got it in front of him. Just like in baseball, you got to keep that ball in front of you.
Solid athleticism by Rodriguez in the infield to show some movement as he got down on his knees, and you've got to get in the grass, you got to get dirty. You have to play fearless defensively to make plays. As you take a look at San Antonio's number 4 hitter, he swings and misses on a pitch. Aaron Almanza, he drives one now. He's got a chance to score a run. And he does, and it's 4-1 San Antonio. Almanza driving it to the right side.
He did, and the outfielder took a cutoff route, and he come in behind the ball as the ball was rolling away from him. If he'd have got in front of that ball, the cutoff, rather than behind the ball, he could have had a chance at this, but the ball got past him, and he had to come back for it. We always tried to teach him in the past to get in front of the ball and stop the rolling ball.
2 outs, and the hitter is Cox.
Axel Cox, yeah. He was the one we were talking about earlier that you was saying how long he's been playing.
And there are players that can play up to age 70.
I had a player on the team in Oklahoma City that made the MVP at 58 years old. So you're absolutely correct. They stay in good shape.
Cox drives one pretty deep. Staying fair, Rodriguez trying to stay with it, and he just missed it, and a run scores.
You could see the frustration as he chased that ball, and when he heard the man hit the base, he slammed his fist into the ground. He thought he had that one, and it just bounced away from him.
Axel Cox with the run. Let's take a look at nice speed and good feel for where the base is, too, as he reaches out with his left hand and scores the 5th run for San Antonio. The Jets on top 5-1. And as you mentioned, Eric Rodriguez very frustrated, thinking that he could have gotten to the ball. As you take a look at the San Antonio Jets, try to conserve a little bit of energy here this morning. It is warm outside. The temperature well into the 70s. It gets sunny and a little bit humid outside here today.
All right, he pushed that one down the first base side. It got past the first player, and it's rolling into a dead spot, and he made it.
That's Wilcox again. Isaiah Wilcox now with another run for San Antonio.
It looks like the best places to hit are place hitters. You know, you just want to put it in the place where there is nobody and then run fast. Just got past the first guy, and it didn't make it to the second guy. And the gentleman in the middle picked it up, but it was too late.
Here's Ricky Costadeta at the bottom of the lineup, number 88, stepping in, and he's made good contact his last time up. Taking a look at pitcher Kevin Simpson, working well with his hitters, already with 6 runs on the board. Now, we've seen games in the 30s and 40s, so still early on in this contest, the top of the second.
Got the bottom of the bat that time. Yeah, I've the bases. Let's start over here on this thought. The NBBA has a group of people that work on the competition. They got a competition committee. The bases used to be 90 feet, and those massive run games have. You know, they just took over how long it took to play a game. So the competition committee stretched that base out 10 more feet. So it's 100 feet out there now.
You still have to run 100 feet, but these kids and these adults, and we talk about kids because there's some young players for the Indy Thunder still in high school. In fact, Darnell Booker, the coach and general manager, talked about some of these individuals still going to school or going to college. But with the athleticism, yes, the score has gone down, but you still have to have that speed to get to the 100-foot line. Great defensive play by the Thunder.
It is. He got it up in the air, but they backed up and stayed in front of the ball. The ball come to him, and he gets it up. That was a very good play by 16.
Solid effort by Till. Now he is a defensive specialist for Coach Booker's squad, and shows why as he picks up that beat ball before the final out is made. It is 6-1. The San Antonio Jets over the Indy Thunder. You're watching the MBBA Regional Beatball Championship presented by Bosma Enterprises on the ISC Sports Network.
If you or someone you know is visually impaired or print challenged, the National Federation of the Blind has a resource you need.
Wow, I scored a touchdown when I found sports on NFB Newsline.
I enjoy reading TV guide listings on NFB Newsline.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
We are the nation's blind. We read NFB Newsline.
It's free.
Back at North Central High School, and welcome to Bright Ideas, where we logo everything under the sun. As you take a look at Corian White, since 1983, Bright Ideas has been providing top quality promotional products to companies, nonprofits, educational institutions, and growing companies around the country. We blend the latest technology with old-fashioned customer service. You'll enjoy the best of both worlds at Bright Ideas. Corian White, 2 strikes now for the Indy Thunder. As you look at Jared Woodard, the pitcher, trying to groove one over.
I thought I saw that he was a little bit in front of it, and Jared's trying to get him to think about waiting long enough for the ball to get there. If you notice, you see the end of the bat before the catcher catches the ball, and he's a little bit quick. He's amped up. I don't know how else to put it, but he's just amped up. He wants it so bad.
And that is a strikeout. That's one gone. That'll bring up Tyler Rodriguez at the bottom of the lineup for the Indy Thunder with one out in the bottom of the second. The Thunder trail by 5 runs. And you can see Corian White's sort of look of disgust, understanding, as you talked about, Tim Hibner, him wanting it so badly, kind of pressing just a little bit.
Yeah, you can't change you could change the cadence for every batter, but the problem with that is the other batters are sitting there and listening. So if they hear the cadence changing, they won't know what to do when they come to the plate.
Woodard ready to go. Jared, here's the pitch to Rodriguez. Dribbles the ball past the 40-foot line. Here's a play by San Antonio, and he scores a run.
He scored. He got it into that dead spot between two players, and it stopped rolling. That's what speed does for you. One more step, and it would have been an out. He just made it.
Great effort by Tyler Rodriguez. He picked up the sound from the first base bag as well very quickly and took off as San Antonio converged. Wilcox couldn't make the play down there, and Tyler Rodriguez scores the second run. Now brings up Eric Rodriguez at the top of the order for the Indy Thunder. Eric Rodriguez, number 7, and he's got awfully good speed. It's probably why Coach Booker has him at the top of the lineup.
Yeah, his batting production is amazing. He can hit the ball hard and run fast. So you keep somebody at the top of the lineup just to let them know what you got. It's your first punch right out of the bag.
0-1. No balls, 1 strike to Rodriguez. Boy, he lined that one hard. Here's a play upcoming. He gets to it, and another run for the Indy Thunder. That is huge for the Thunder as it cuts the margin in half.
Absolutely, and he hit that one hard down third base line. It was slightly overrun by the deep guy. Here it comes again. It's right down the line. They make a call. He goes over, and he just doesn't quite get it.
That was Isaiah Wilcox defensively out there, I believe, for the San Antonio Jets. As you take a look at the coach and general manager of the Indy Thunder, Darnell Booker, an outstanding administrator, works extremely hard, talked about earlier how important volunteers are to his program and the ability to fundraise, because if you don't fundraise, you don't move forward.
Absolutely. Darnell is a good organizer. He gets the people in the right spots for what they need to do.
Here's Gerald Dykes. Dykes, soft ground ball. San Antonio has a chance, and there's an out. The ball hit right at Isaiah Wilcox, playing on that infield side on the left side, and he got to it for the second out.
Yeah, that was an easy play right there. He hit the top of the ball, so the ball was spinning and pulling it along the ground right into Wilcox's hands. That was a very good play. He didn't get antsy. He just waited for the ball to get there. He knew it was coming.
Zach Bueller now wearing jersey 24 for the Thunder. As you take a look at the right-handed hitter, all right-handed hitters so far we've seen in the Indy Thunder lineup. This one bounced to the right side.
He pushed it by. It's through the gap. Is he going to make it? He did.
He did.
He made it. Yeah, he pushed that right in the gap. Those kind right there, they could go either way. A man could get on the ball as it's rolling by, or the batter gets there because he's so quick.
There's the outfielder overrunning the ball there. Had a chance there, but just missed it. Number 22 for the San Antonio Jets, Axel Cox. As you take a good look at Jared Woodard, the pitcher for the Indy Thunder, who's had a long tenure with the Thunder.
Oh, absolutely. His dad's on the team. He's probably been pitching 10 or more years. He was very, very young. He was pitching beat baseball before he could drive.
Corian White now looking to drive the ball, and he swings and misses for strike 1.
Boy, did you see Jared flinch there? He thought it was coming out. He could see the timing of the bat. You have to be prepared to move. It can catch you.
Corian White is an outstanding athlete. He's got length and speed. Drives this one on the left side. It's a fair ball.
Oh, it rolled.
Turned foul.
It rolled out past the corner right there. That's you got to keep an eye on that corner as it's going down that side.
Just missed this one.
He's taking his time getting back, getting his breath. You know, he's made a half a run down there. He wants to make sure that he gets all the blood flowing back into the muscles so he can take off again. It's that initial takeoff. Now, this umpire that you're seeing right now on the screen, he's second generation, and his son is out in the field. His dad was the head umpire for the NBBA for a while.
Corey White back in the batter's box for the Thunder, trailing just 6-4 in this ball game here in the bottom of the second inning.
Oh, he got all of that one, and on the right side of the field. It is over everybody's head.
Wow.
That was a hit.
Long gone, you bet. Great drive, and he's loving it.
Yeah, he got all of that one, and you just love a good hit. Even the pitchers love a hit like that. There is just no feeling like getting all of the ball.
So Corey White drives in another run here as he takes it to the right side.
As you can see, it's getting very close. The home run line. I don't know if they called that or not. I can't tell. I can't see the home run line from the angle we're at. But
well, look at that speed.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Now Corian White in the batter's box. As you mentioned last time, he struck out swinging. He wants it so badly. Boy, if he can take a hold of this one, this will tie the ball game up. Here in the bottom of the second, Jared Woodard's pitch. And again, he swings this through for strike one.
I think his timing's better this time. Jared's trying to get it over on that first base side.
A little bit low, 0-2. Again, 4 strikes, so he has 2 more to try to drive this ball. Corian White takes that pitch, tries to set up his timing here.
Oh, he shot it down first base side. Foul.
Oof.
Yeah, they're correcting that timing issue with him right now, and his once they get that thing clocked in and dialed in right, it will be an amazing hit. But as you can see, once a team gets ahead, they can't just rest on their laurels. Anybody at any time can take off on a run. They can tear it, you know.
And this is what the Indy Thunder is doing right now. They have back-to-back runs scored, and Corian White looking to tie the ball game here with another run.
Yep, he missed it. He did have a good pitch, you know. Yes, like I've said, if you can get 1 of 4, the batter's got to get the timing right, and he had a good pitch. Now they're back out in the field. They got to hold what they got.
You're watching the NBBA Regional Beatball Championship presented by Bosma Enterprises on the ISC Sports Network.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
Back at North Central High School, we got ourselves a ball game here in this baseball bonanza, 18th year championship here in Indianapolis. And coming into the booth as a guest, Tracy Conchita. Tracy represents the United States Association of Blind Athletes, and boy, it's great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you giving us some time to come in, and this has been an amazing day so far for me. This is the first time I've seen a tournament live, so.
Here's the pitch by Simpson to the hitter for the San Antonio Jets, strike one. Talk a little bit about your association.
Sure. We are the United States Association of Blind Athletes, and we were founded in 1976. And we are part of the U.S. Olympic Committee. We're a community-based organization, and we work with blind and low vision adults and children and youth for programs to provide them opportunities to work in adaptive sports at the beginning levels and then up at the elite level as well.
Aaron Beulah, speaking about elite, just drove that ball and just hammered it for another run, Tim.
Yeah, it went into that rough grass between the two fields again. That area back there is a deep hit. Let's take a quick look. Here it goes, and one hop, and it's out of the field of play, really.
It's gone. It's a 7th run for the San Antonio Jets in that green look, the same color as the New York Jets, now up 7-5. And Tracy, what does it take for a blind athlete to participate in your organization? What do they need to do?
Really, the easiest thing to do is to go to our website, www.usaba.org, and we have a number of events, how to get connected with local agencies, depending on what sports you're interested in or what activities. This year, we're part of working with the Indy Thunder with our National Fitness Challenge, which is sponsored by the Anthem Foundation. And that's how we got involved, and that's why I'm here today. They were part of our program this year.
Did I hear you say something to the nature of an Olympics?
Yeah, the Paralympics. So the Paralympics run parallel to the Olympics. They run 2 weeks after the Olympic Games, and it's for disability categories. There's blind and visually impaired, amputees, wheelchair athletes, and so very many sports that you'd see in the traditional Olympics, you'll see disabled athletes and various kinds of disabilities competing in as well.
Eric hit that one with his knee. He got a little anxious on the ball. He wanted it too bad.
Yeah.
The only reason I ask is a friend of mine, Alexis Gillette, was on the championship West Coast Dogs team with me, and he was an amazing person and a great athlete. I was just impressed with him all the way around.
Yeah, I know Lex. I know him for track and field. My son is visually impaired and so competes in distance running and track and field, and so we've met Lex a few years ago at an event. An amazing man. He sprints, he long jumps. Besides, I think he plays just about every sport there is out there.
he is an amazing athlete, and she's absolutely correct. If he sets his mind to it, he can do it. He has some speaking engagements. He's a motivational speaker now.
Yes, I've seen some of his speaking engagements that have been televised and on podcasts. He's, again, great gentleman. I want to call him a young man because for me he is. But yes, he's been a great ambassador for the sport as well and getting other people involved. He does a lot of youth programs and speaking to youth. So it's been a great mentor and a great mentor to my son as well.
Aaron Almanza strikes out after David Smith had hammered one through the right side to score the 8th run for San Antonio. That brings up Axel Cox, the 4th hitter for the San Antonio Jets in their lineup. They're on top, 8-5 in this championship game. And talk a little bit about the affiliation with Anthem and how important fitness is to virtually any athlete, or for that matter, non-athlete.
Great, and that's a great segue because this program isn't just for athletes. This is our 6th time participating with Anthem and with this foundation, and since 2011 they've been providing us funding to work with various different organizations for the blind and visually impaired across the country. This year we're partnering with 17 different organizations, the Indy Thunder being one of them, where we give them a Fitbit and give them funding to provide activities to become more physically active. Some of the groups that we work with, we have one group in Maine that we're working with that was a number of their participants were pre-diabetic, so no activity, and the weight loss we're seeing and getting out and being involved and then getting introduced to different sports and ways to do it socially, which is a great help, has been fabulous. So our program this year ran from October, and today is actually the last day, so the Indy Thunder is kind of helping us kick it off, or finish it up actually, with this tournament. So it's kind of good to see that program go full circle.
Cox has 2 strikes in the batter's box. He's shifting around a little bit, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got to be set up when Kevin comes up. It's kind of like which pair of socks somebody wears at a game. When Kevin starts to come forward, if something don't look right, he steps back and refocuses in his mind what he wants to see at the plate.
Rod Rodriguez, the coach for the Jets, behind the plate, catching today for San Antonio. And to speak about the social aspect of the Fitbit is that as much as these individuals on the Indy Thunder are competitive, I'm sure they're competing against each other to determine how many steps and everything else they do based on what the Fitbit tells them.
Oh, they do, and it's fun to watch them compete. They are very competitive against each other and the other teams that we have participating in the program, and that's one of the nice things with Fitbit. It gives that capability to be able to not only compete against your own teammates, but people from across the country, where we had special groups set up, and they were able to do that. And they came in second twice in a couple of competitions that we had, falling behind our women's goalball team. Actually participated this year as well. And it was fun to see the social media going back and forth between the two, challenging each other.
Corian White comes up with a big defensive play for the Indy Thunder there.
Oh, he absolutely did. And like we were talking about before, Axel hit the ball with a little bit of English on it. It slid past the corner of that foul line, and he had to go over in foul territory and get that ball.
Here's Isaiah Wilcox at the plate. Reminds me of Vlad Guerrero at the plate. Former Montreal Expo, played for the Angels in the American League.
Oh, he gets a good piece of that one. A little early, though. Timing's a little early.
Based in Colorado Springs, probably the advantage for your association is the fact that you're near other sports governing bodies, can have access to their expertise and also potentially sponsorship.
We do have some of that. We are working directly. We are located within the Olympic Training Center itself, so we do have a lot of that crossover. But it is very separate as well, because the funding, if you notice, even with USA Basketball, USA Gymnastics, every organization is different. But it is great to have those resources to be able to be there together and be able to have mentorship that will happen with that as well.
There's a line drive by Wilcox, foul down the left field side. There are 3 strikes. Again, there's 4 strikes in beat ball. Thinking about Colorado Springs, from our standpoint here in Indiana, Debbie Hesse is the executive director of USA Swimming, and I believe they moved their operation out to Colorado Springs. At some point, they were in Indianapolis for a number of years, where Indianapolis had been the home of a number of governing bodies. They still are home to gymnastics, to diving, and rowing, for example. But swimming moved out to Colorado Springs, and that is an important place for the development of Olympic sports. Here's a nice ground ball to Rodriguez.
Oh! Got under him. His backup got the ball. I don't know if it's an out. Yeah, they're walking off. They believe it's an out. Wow, that was a bang play. It got under Eric, and his brother actually picked that up. He got down just a little too slow, went under his arm, and his brother comes over to back him up right there, comes back on the ball and picks that ball up, and it's out.
Great having Tracy on with the United States Association of Blind Athletes. Thank you for coming on board with us here during this third inning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Again, Tracy Kadashita from the United States Association of Blind Athletes. You're watching the Regional Beat Baseball Championship presented by Bosma Enterprises on the ISC Sports Network.
When a visit to the eye doctor ends in a diagnosis of blindness or visual impairment, Bosma Enterprises is there, providing low and high-tech tools that let adult Hoosiers keep living at home, and training that teaches people with vision loss how to cook meals, travel around their homes and towns, and continue their employment. Because the need for independence never fades, even when the sense of sight does. Bosma Enterprises. To give help or get help, visit bosma.org.
We have an absolute battle going on here at North Central High School, where the San Antonio Jets have taken the lead over the Indy Thunder 8-5 with some early offensive production, and the Indy Thunder have made a few mistakes.
There's been a couple of balls that's got through that shouldn't have. That's a good hit right there. Eric is and he fumbles the ball a little bit. I didn't see the other side of the play. I think they just give him another run.
Eric Rodriguez scores the run as he pounces the ball into left field. It was very difficult to pick up the ball. It was bouncing around a little bit. He just couldn't get a handle on it. That is a big run. They need to stay close.
That's right. Eric just closed out the inning for him, and now he comes back and makes a run for him. I tell you that sometimes the people that shine aren't the ones that you would think. The guys that are every day cranking the ball out, doing the work, but he pulls up to really help them out in this inning.
Good job by Tyler Rodriguez to score the run. Eric Rodriguez now is the hitter. Sometimes we get them confused, both in the field as well as at the plate. This is Eric knocking the ball towards Wilcox. He picks it up before Rodriguez could get to the bag for the out. Good job defensively by the Jets.
Yeah, absolutely. Wilcox was solid on that one, got in front of it just like we saw the other team and picked that ball up. Eric hit the top of the ball, pulls it. The ball was spinning, pulls it into the ground, and he pulls it into the chest and up.
Good job by Isaiah Wilcox moving to his right. If he doesn't move to the right, the ball slips behind him. And the leadoff hitter for the Indy Thunder, Eric Rodriguez, with his speed, has a run as Gerald Dykes is the hitter now for the Indy Thunder.
So the beeping of the ball, we've tried different things, but the beeping of the ball actually tells a distance on how fast it's going. There's a strike there. If the ball beeps, kind of like Doppler effect, if the ball beeps here and then beeps here versus beeps here, and when I say here, I'm talking about 18, 20 inches versus 3 foot, then you know it's coming at you faster.
And the pitch, he tried to pull the ball, but he hits it to the right side, and great effort by the Jets, but a run scores. Dykes gets the run for the Thunder. It's 8-7.
Yeah, when he does hit the ball, he gets it in there. It's a deep hit that time. He's got plenty of power.
Boy, he did. He hit it really hard in the right side. Very difficult to find the beat ball out in the right center field area. And we're just a one-run ball game as we were in the bottom of the second. And now the Thunder have a chance with Zach Bueller coming to the plate.
That was a great effort for defense. They had all 3 players in the right place. But when that ball's in the air for 2 of the 3 or 4 seconds that it takes to get to the base, it don't give you long to get it up.
Here's a strike on Bueller. Now the other thing to note about this championship, it is a 6-inning game, so we're almost played halfway through here as we take a look at Jared Woodard, the pitcher for the Indy Thunder. There it's a long drive.
He pushed it down the first base side, and it's over his arm. He made a fair play at it, but it jumped over his arm. That hit was so strong that when it come down through there, it bounced over his arm.
Ball spun away from Aaron Almanza, number 4 for San Antonio. This ball game is all tied up. Bueller ties it up at 8-8 and sending Corey White to the plate now for the Thunder in hopes of taking the lead.
Okay, with just 1 out, we have plenty of chances here for them to take the lead.
Jared Woodard, the pitcher, has to feel really good about himself right now. He's got a great feel for these hitters, and talking to Darnell Booker, this team, the Indy Thunder, began practicing indoors in Indianapolis as early as January on the west side of Indianapolis.
Yeah, he called me and we talked on the phone a couple of times about some batting cages and things he does. He does play practice all year long. As we spoke about before, you may not be able to do fielding practice, but you can do your batting practice and get that lined out so that you have more time for your fielding practice down the road.
2 strikes on White.
Checking his timing there. He slaps his leg to let Kevin know this is when I'd swing.
White, number 3, is the older brother, and he lines one. Wow, great footwork. He beat it. He beat it. I believe that is a run. 9-8. Tremendous footwork by the Jets outside there, but Corey White has just tremendous speed. Wow, they called him out. Boy, was that close.
Wow.
I thought he scored.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a difference in the game of beat ball. The tie goes to the fielder, and if an umpire sees it as a tie, then it'll be a fielder's choice right there. See, he knocks it down. He gets it up there. So that was an excellent play for being deep. I got to admit, I was real surprised it went that away.
Now Corey White is the hitter, and he's looking for his first run of the ball game and an opportunity to put the Indy Thunder on top here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now, what's interesting about beat ball as well is if the ball is caught on the fly, it automatically retires a side.
That is correct. At one point in time, it was 3 outs, and that only happens very infrequently.
Yeah.
But they decided that carrying over outs to the next inning wasn't fair.
Here's Woodard's pitch, and White swings through again.
If he makes this run, that'll settle him down for the rest of the game. He really needs to get this run. See him trying to settle himself down. He's taking a deep breath. There he's checking his timing, patting his leg when the ball was supposed to be swung at. He got a piece of it.
This one is staying fair. And I believe they got him out. Wilcox defensively for the Jets on a great play. Isaiah Wilcox to retire the side. Wow. Wilcox comes up with a big play for San Antonio. And you're watching the MBBA Regional Beatball Championship presented by Bosma Enterprises on the ISC Sports Network.
Thousands of Indiana residents feel isolated from the world due to vision problems. Thanks to the National Federation of the Blind, visually impaired Hoosiers can hear newspapers, circulars, and magazines from across the globe.
I'm a Vietnam veteran. I'm blind. I read Stars and Stripes on NFB Newsline.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
Subscribe free to NFB Newsline.
Welcome to Bright Ideas, where we logo everything under the sun. Since 1983, Bright Ideas has been providing top-quality promotional products to companies, nonprofits, educational institutions, and growing companies around the country. We blend the latest technology with old-fashioned customer service. You'll enjoy the best of both worlds at Bright Ideas. As San Antonio comes to the plate in the top half of inning number 4, it's Castaneda at the bottom of the order, number 88. And Kevin Sibson is on the mound. That's S-I-B-S-O-N. This one driven out of play down the right side.
He's been working at getting on this team for a little while. He's still young, but he's been practicing with the team and working hard to make it as a starter on this team. And I tell you, I really love to see the young kids coming up.
This one just on the outside half, 0-2. This one line to the right side.
Oh,
it's foul.
Just
Wow.
off to the foul. He's working on getting that ball over there on the right side of the field. There's less players down the line, and you want to put, if the ball stops between two players, you want to put it somewhere where there's nobody at. He's trying to place hit that ball like we spoke about earlier.
Here's the pitch by Sibson coming up. 3 strikes. This one is fair, no doubt. Nope.
Kicked off foul again.
Curved again.
Sometimes that speaker, if you hit the ball with a little bit of English, that speaker has quite a bit of weight to it. As we were saying earlier, 14 ounces to 16 ounces, almost a full pound. If you hit that speaker on the, not on the speaker itself, but as it's rolling, the speaker might cause a little bit of curve. I think he got a good hit, but it just kind of curved off there.
Castaneda at the plate. And you can see Rod Rodriguez, the catcher, is also the coach of this ball club. Nice to have him behind the plate to help align these hitters.
I think that one's going to drop, and it went over his shoulder. He's fast. Is he fast enough? He is.
Yes. Wow. Again, he's proving very effective at the bottom of the order with a run for the San Antonio Jets.
He's producing for him, I'll tell you that right now.
Here in the 4th inning, Castaneda with a big run. as Tella, number 16, had a shot at it, and the ball just bounced by him and the outfield as the Jets take the lead at 9-8. Here in the top of the fourth, we go to Eric. Make that the top of the fourth for the Jets, number 20. That's Zach Arambula. Zach, number 20, stepping in. He scored his last time up. Big swing. In San Antonio, you got to feel for these young men because they said they drove from San Antonio direct to Indianapolis 19 hours.
Yeah, that's
19 hours straight. That's called commitment, isn't it?
That's really puts a meaning to this, how bad they want to do this. You have to play the best to be the best, and that's what they know that.
Here's the pitch. This one lined into right field. This could be some trouble.
It was a big, tall hit. Uh-oh, did he miss the
base?
He missed, and he comes back.
Yep. Well, Corian White, number 3, broke down on the ball. Now, whether or not, let's see here if he's okay.
He might have hit his chin on the ground. Yep. Might have jarred himself a little bit.
Zach Arambula going through the bag there, driving the ball to the right side.
It was tall. It fell and went into the tall grass between the two fields. I'd like to see where he hit the ground again. He might have just knocked the wind out of him.
It looks like he's okay, but I tell you what, one thing, Corian White, he gave up on the ball out there.
He did. I was afraid that they might call it a dead ball.
Yes, I thought those as well.
It rolls into that big grass like that. If it rolls over, speaker down, and he can't hear it, if he tries to run after it, he might twist an ankle or something else. Yeah, he hit on the side there, knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah, right on his left hip there.
And then he comes back and gets the ball, or gets the bag. And but yeah, they sometimes, and they may have changed the ball too. I can't really tell, but at times the ball may change pitch a little bit. It may roll over on the speaker, and when it comes to the next batter, if it's still making noise, he gets to play.
David Smith trying to make some noise here for the Jets, up 10-8 now. Swings and misses. He's got a nice stroke.
He does. And a lot of these guys, they have a stroke just like a big leaguer. They want to, and they have the option. I mean, not option, but they get to swing the bat the way they want to. I know in major leagues that sometimes you're having to swing it low, sometimes you have to swing it high, but they get to pick where they want to swing and how powerful they want to make it.
And it's up to the pitcher to make the adjustment.
Absolutely right. The pitcher has to drop that bat on that ball.
10-8, top of the fourth. David Smith with 3 strikes. Here's Kevin Simpson. And David Smith, unfortunately, strikes out for San Antonio, and there's 2 gone in the fourth. As that'll send up now the next hitter in the lineup, Aaron Almanza, number 4 for the Jets. Almanza backs away from the plate just a little bit.
All right, Kevin sees it the way he wants it, walks up, puts his foot on the pitcher's line, looks at the glove, and shot down the first base line. Did it stay fair? It stayed fair.
That is a great defensive play there.
Well, you could say that
by
again.
Corey White. Great play.
And it curved just like the plays earlier did, but this one stayed fair, and he had to chase it into foul territory. I mean, if you see the major league players, they go over to foul territory and catch balls and stuff. That's exactly what this looks like. The ball goes down the first base line. He chases it into foul territory, slides in front of the ball. It was an absolutely magnificent play.
And now we've played through the top half of the fourth, 10-8. You're watching. Make that 2 outs, so we're going to stay here. We're going to stay here as the San Antonio Jets remain with 2 outs.
It's Axel Cox again up there, the veteran.
Axel Cox turns on that one.
He's trying to get some lift on that ball. He's got a good uppercut swing. And he does. He lifts that ball, and it's foul.
It's interesting in the way Axel Cox sets up in the batter's box. It appears that initially that he's going to drive the ball to the right side, but he just torques his entire body and turns and pulls the ball.
Well, you have not noticed that any better than anybody else. I'm telling you, you just see how he does that, and he does torque off his midsection and his hips, and he really drives the ball.
Here's Simpson's pitch, and Cox swings and misses. He almost got a piece of that one. That time, I think he makes a connection, and it goes to the right side because he was behind the pitch, and that could have been trouble for the Indy Thunder, down 10-8. Bouncing ball past the 40-foot arc. Rodriguez.
He gets in front of it and gets it up.
Makes the play, and now that retires a side. And now we go to the bottom of the fourth with the Jets on top 10-8. And you're watching the NBBA Regional Beatball Championship presented by Bosma Enterprises on the ISC Sports Network.
Danny Wayne Beamer, Program Manager of the Elder Blind Program at the Will Center in Terre Haute, Indiana. I introduce the NFB Newsline to seniors in 13 southwestern counties in Indiana. I also utilize the NFB Newsline for my radio station public affairs shows. The NFB Newsline. Experience it today.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
We are the nation's blind, and we read NFB Newsline.
Tired of watching the same old things on TV? Something new is on the horizon. The ISC Sports Network. Contact your cable provider today to add the ISC Sports Network. See the big games, the big moments, the championships, and more from all across the state. High schools, colleges, original content you can't find anywhere else. On the ISC Sports Network, it's all here. Find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Taking a look at Darnell Booker, the coach and general manager for the Indy Thunder. You've got to have a solid core of volunteers, and Ron Brown is one of the assistants for Darnell Booker, and to have Ron Brown on his roster helping him out is a big plus for the Indy Thunder. And take a look at Mr. Rodriguez there pointing that bat as if it were a guitar or possibly a gun, as Jared Woodard is the pitcher. Tyler Rodriguez leading off the fourth, number 39, showing some good defensive skills for Booker's ball club. Popped up to the right side. This one might be foul, maybe not. And he got it. Rodriguez, wow, he ran through that bag hard. He gets the ninth run, and the Thunder within a single tally of this one.
Man, did you see the way he got up? No hand, just kipped up, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Tyler Rodriguez showing some outstanding athleticism, running hard through that bag. Bam!
All right, now we got his brother up. His brother's had a little bit of a struggle today. His brother's, is a very good player, and he's just having a timing issue today, I think it is. Sometimes when you get too far ahead, you get on top of the ball, and he's normally a real solid player and excellent hitter.
This is the 18th Beat Ball Bonanza, and Rodriguez, as you mentioned, at the top of the lineup. The youngster, as Jared Woodard, has a chance to talk to not only Rodriguez but also his catcher there behind the plate. As we have a little break in the action here with the Thunder down 10-9. Little repair work on one of the bags, and that may be a little bit of a concern here, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, like I said, this was R&D. This is the way the bases are set up. Is a battery in the bottom of the base. It may have come unplugged. I've put them together as best I can, but once again, we have to make sure that the power is to the unit. The unit could have got stepped on. Now there are other bases out there that they could use, but and like I said, we've only had these 1 year. We got them from Taiwan in the World Series last year, and we've used them in other places. And this is the first time since then, and we've had them in other tournaments, that they've actually quit in the middle of a game. So
yeah, it's hard to believe that this has been the 18th year for the beep ball bonanza here in Indianapolis, and again, it takes a lot of volunteers to do the work out here. Under the consideration, we've got a lot of competitive games being played. It all started yesterday, and it ends today in this championship match between the San Antonio Jets and the Indy Thunder. As you take a look at Coach Rodriguez having a chance to relax with one of his players, Mr. Cox, as the Jets lead 10-9 in the bottom of the fourth inning here at Indianapolis's North Central High School.
Yeah, you could say, you can talk about the volunteers, but you really don't understand how much it takes to do one of these tournaments. You have people helping with food, you have people doing the umpiring work, the Price, the two man and the son there named Price, they work hard at this thing, and you have the scorekeepers behind the mound there, and it's just an amazing amount of people to put one of these tournaments on.
There's no question about it. As Eric Rodriguez is ready to hit from Jared Woodard, the pitcher for the Indy Thunder, he hammers one down the left field line. This one is staying fair. He got it.
Yeah.
Oh my! Isaiah Wilcox came over, and he just couldn't pick it up in time.
Yeah, his cutoff angle was a little bit deep. It was rolling really slow. He come around too quick on it, like I was saying before, caught the top of the ball, and it stayed fair as long as it's on the white there. It's in there, and Cox got over in front of it, but Eric's just too fast.
10-10 score. This is critical as we play 6, as the Thunder sends up Gerald Dykes now. And as this game has progressed, it appears the young Thunder are handling the pressure of being down and coming back, something I'm sure Darnell Booker is very happy about.
Oh, you got to know that not to give up on the game. When the game pushes, you got to push back, and they're pushing back right now.
Here's Dykes looking for the Thunder to take the lead. Woodard's pitch. This one is bounced, and can it get past 40?
All right, there was he touched it with his foot as he rolled. It made 42 feet. I was kind of quiet because I couldn't see both pictures at the same time. It made 42 feet, and I thought maybe somebody had said something to stop the play, but both the fielders just didn't really realize where it was at, and he made it down there, and as he tripped there at the last of the base, he touched it with his foot.
Big play for Gerald Dykes, running down to take the 11-10 lead, bringing up Zach Bueller, and it seems like Zach Bueller, every time he comes up, the game is tied, or maybe it's a one-run ball game.
Yeah, he's in this for the win. He's gonna do his best to make us stretch his lead. Oh, he crushed the ball down first base side.
I think he got it. No. Did he get it?
Yeah, they're yelling Thunder, so I'm pretty sure I can hear it in the trailer here.
Yep.
I think so.
I think Indy Thunder scores another run. I think that's Bueller with a great effort running down the line there.
Absolutely. He hit the ball just like the San Antonio team did down that first base line, and it rolled out foul. But his speed down that line, look at it rolling towards the foul side, and then he gets in front of it, just don't find the handle quick enough. I mean, you don't have but a split second to get that ball up.
Great effort, though, defensively by Aaron Almanza, number 4 for San Antonio, as number 3, Corey White, swings and misses. Corey White's brother, Corian, showed a lot of speed defensively.
He got a good piece of that one.
And that is a home run. The umpire
is
a home run. He nailed it over the home run line. And that is 13-10. And celebration time for Corey White as he rings in number 13 for the Thunder.
He gets a dinger like that.
Boy, that really shows a lot of Excitement, energy off that bench there for the Thunder as they have to go after that beat ball out there.
So I guess he's been keeping track of the line. That young man there is a college student, the official in the back. He's working on a nutritional and physical degree, and he used to be on a scholarship for baseball, and he's moved his major. So anyway, with that being said, his dad is the head umpire, and their dad is one of the main umpires for the MBBA.
This has been a huge inning in this, the 18th Beat Ball Bonanza Championship here in Indianapolis for the Thunder. They have charged ahead with a 3-run lead, 13-10 in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Jared Woodard has done a great job of delivering pitches all day long for the Thunder.
Yeah, they've stayed in this. It's I don't know if you're a runner or not, but that one guy that's right there in your hip pocket, and then all of a sudden just takes off, just starts his kick and runs right around you. And I just knew that they weren't out of it. You can't count anybody out. There's still plenty of ball game left. Kevin could come back and do the same thing.
You bet. There's no doubt about that. As number 6, the youngster Corian White steps in, and as we've seen all throughout this ball game, he has struggled at the plate. But he's long enough and he's fast enough. If he gets the bat on the ball, he's got a chance to score a run.
Absolutely. All right, looks like we're ready to go again. All the celebration's over, and it's back to the game.
13-10 Thunder. Woodard with the pitch. And again, the unique thing about beat ball is that the crowd is expected to be very, very quiet until the play is complete.
Absolutely. He's got a little piece of it.
Wilcox, great play.
Yes, it was. He got over, come back, got in front of it, got the ball up.
Isaiah Wilcox makes the play for this ball club. I think that was Wilcox.
I believe you're right.
Yep. And now, the bottom of the order, Tyler Rodriguez, who's been awfully good offensively for his team, wearing jersey 39, batting in the 6th slot for the Thunder.
You're absolutely right. He's pretty young, and he loves to play the game. He's playing the game. He's just having a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, I think in looking at the Indy Thunder, it's taken a tremendous amount of patience by Coach Booker, because he's got a young unit that doesn't always maybe focus in the dugout as much as Darnell would like them to, but he does a great job of reining them in. Rodriguez.
Absolutely. Well, he got another lucky break on that one. It hit Wilcox in the hip, I think, and it kind of rolled away. And that was Richie back there, the designated fielder that made the pickup, but it was just a little bit late. Let's double check that. Wilcox goes over, it hits him in the hip. Richie comes over, and he makes the play a little bit too late.
That is a tremendous effort by Rodriguez at the bottom of the order, number 39, as the Thunder take a 14-10 lead. Now, what's very interesting, too, are the spotters out in the field. Sophia Rodriguez and Kevin Simpson are the spotters defensively for San Antonio. They have a big chore. They've got to stay focused throughout the course of the game and help that defense.
Yeah, there's the Eric everybody knows. Oh, it turned off foul. There's Richie picking up the foul ball. Absolutely. And you know, when you're coming with a limited team, you don't have 2 spotters and 2 pitchers and catchers. So they're doing double duty. They have to, like you said, they have to move their mind and the thought process in and out with the team. And I'm not real good at spotting. I can tell you that right now. I watch the game too much, and I'll stand there and watch the ball and then make a call, and they'll go, hey, you should have made that like 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, like I said, you got to be focused. And Richie Flores, the defensive player for this San Antonio Jets unit, has to be ready, because this young man at the top of the order, as we mentioned, Eric Rodriguez, can really swing the bat.
Yeah, he's getting dialed in now. He's got those deep hits. Now he's just got to get the timing down. The pitchers get him on his bat, but he's pulled him a little bit foul.
2 strikes on Rodriguez. Jared Woodard's delivery. That's a nice hit.
Straight up the middle. It's deep. It's a bounce. It didn't make the line, but it did make that tall grass we're talking about between the 2 fields.
Wow, great effort by Rodriguez too, running through the bag there to get another run. He's got his game face on. He and his brother done exceptionally well for the Indy Thunder today, taking that 15-10 lead.
Yeah, he got that one on time and with the good pitch, and he put that thing deep into the field.
Boy, and you can see number 4, Aaron Almanza's kind of slowing down as they get to that high grass area. They can kind of feel it, kind of slow down just a little bit from a defensive perspective as you take a look at the Thunder bench.
Yeah, you can't win a game if you roll an ankle, so.
Here is a player that has come up big, particularly last time, and that's Gerald Dykes. He scored that run where he kicked the back leg against the base to score. Huge one. There's a nice hit. Wow.
Split them defenders like that. It wasn't a big, tall hit, but it come in fast and hard, split them 2 defenders as they were sliding together to try to close that off. It got into the tall grass also eventually.
Gerald Dykes, for the first time today, showed a considerable amount of bat speed. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Really turned it over into the right center area, and San Antonio just gave up on that one as the Thunder on the board again. And now we go to Zach Bueller for the first time. Bueller stepping in with a 6-run margin. As I mentioned earlier, he's usually up when it's tied or his club has been down by a run. They have charged ahead by 6.
He took a big swing. He's still looking to stretch that lead out.
Bueller is an outstanding athlete.
He got a piece of it. It's down the third base line.
Flores, I think he made the play. Richie Flores at left field makes the play.
Yeah, some of the older players, they don't throw the ball up in the air too quick because they've lost the ball trying to get it too far up for the umpires. Watch how he just pulls it off his body and just shows it to the umpire, I got this. He just pulls it off his body. It's right here. I got it. And, you know, that's a good play out there in the field. He's a seasoned player.
It's a great play because Bueller is an outstanding athlete, and television does not do this young man justice. He is built like a National Football League player. He is a solid young man. He's probably about 6'1", 190 pounds, and he is really strong and fast. And now the older White, Corey White, number 3, is the hitter.
Oh, he got all of that one, and it went foul. A lot of spin on the ball. It come back. You know, we do have I think it's the New Jersey team has a ex football player, NFL football player. I don't know that he was in the majors, but I think he was on the practice team or whatever for one of the big leagues.
Well, if I'm starting a team or if I'm coaching a team, I'm going to be looking for the best athlete I possibly can, and someone who is fearless and determined. Also, and I'm not afraid to get dirty.
That's exactly right. You've hit the nail on the head. Athletes are willing to get down and do what it takes to win these games.
Corey White, the hitter, swings and misses. You see Jared Woodard, the pitcher, sort of turn his body, thinking, boy, this one is coming right back towards the box.
Sometimes you want to get as skinny as you can. Yep, he missed it on a full count. So that retires the side there. I think they're going to go in and out, and now they have a 6-run lead.
At the end of 4, the Indy Thunder 16, the San Antonio Jets 10. You're watching the Beat Ball Bonanza on the ISC Sports Network, presented by Bosma Industries.
When a visit to the eye doctor ends in a diagnosis of blindness or visual impairment, Bosma Enterprises is there, providing low and high-tech tools that let adult Hoosiers keep living at home, and training that teaches people with vision loss how to cook meals, travel around their homes and towns, and continue their employment. Because the need for independence never fades, even when the sense of sight does. Bosma Enterprises. To give help or get help, visit bosma.org.
If you or someone you know is visually impaired or print challenged, the National Federation of the Blind has a resource you need.
Wow, I scored a touchdown when I found sports on NFB Newsline.
I enjoy reading TV guide listings on NFB Newsline.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
We are the nation's blind. We read NFB Newsline.
It's free.
The NFB Newsline is a free audio news service for anyone who is blind, low vision, or otherwise print disabled that offers access to more than 500 publications, emergency weather alerts, job listings, and more. Check out the NFB Newsline as the San Antonio Jets start off the top of the fifth, and Isaiah Wilcox is a leadoff hitter as pitcher Kevin Simpson is throwing, and you can tell there's more and more humidity as a little bit of sweat is dripping off the top of his jersey.
Yeah, and you couldn't hear it in here, but I could see from what they were doing, their actions were showing that a plane come over and interfering with the game.
Here's the pitch by Simpson to Wilcox. Nothing in one as he swings through that one.
Kevin's not going to let that get on the bottom of the bat. He wants some good high balls.
And this one is bounced.
It's a foul ball.
Wow, that was close. And you can see Eric Rodriguez, number 7, making a move there and hearing the ball and finally cutting over to the foul line to pick it up. 2 strikes on Wilcox.
Yeah, when he called foul, he stopped and then he located the ball and just reached down. He's got a great presence on where the ball's at, so he picks it up, throws it in.
This is a very critical hitter in this lineup right now. 2 more chances for San Antonio. If they can start off the inning on the right foot, they've got an opportunity to really make a run to put things together.
Yeah, Wilcox is the man that they want up there right now. I'm very sure he's got some history. He's played a lot. He knows the game. All right, it looks like they've changed the ball. Pitcher's pitched a couple with it.
So far, so good.
This is a very nice grass field out here at North Central High School. Very accommodating for beat baseball.
It is. It's one of the better fields. Now he gets it over in the first base side.
Wow, that is a big play by Tella.
Oh yeah.
You have got to make defensive plays, and that was huge to start off this one for the Indy Thunder for the first out.
Well, he is the fielding specialist on that side of the field, isn't he?
He is. That is a big, big play for Miguel Tello, number 16 for the Indy Thunder. Take a look at Miguel. Nice play defensively. A big boost for his ball club as San Antonio sends the bottom of the lineup Castaneda, who has been really, really good at the bottom of the order, number 88.
Yeah, and I love, like I said before, I love to see the young kids come in and play good. He pushes that first base side too. It doesn't make it past him.
And another play. This was the reason why he's a defensive specialist. Miguel Tello, another play. There's 2 outs. That's a big play by the Indy Thunder.
Yeah, he cut that ball off with his body, kept it in front of him, got it up quick. He's you want your 2 best hands people up front, and Eric and him are the 2 best hands people they got going right now.
Zach Arambola at the top of the lineup for the Jets with 2 outs, 16-10. They need to start chipping away somehow at this lead here. It's not impossible to be down by as many as 6 runs, but you got to figure that the Thunder have a chance in the 5th to add to that 16-run total.
Yeah, if they start pounding the ball again like they did last inning, the Jets really need to pick some balls up in the field.
The Indy Thunder were able to make this championship game. They had a very close battle, I believe, with New Jersey, 15-13, to be able to advance here.
Oh, he got a good one. It's up in
really
the air.
Did. Wow, this is close. Mueller did a great job of coming across, and he made the play. Can you believe that?
That was deep. I can't believe it had hung that long, and he still got that ball up. It was up in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Look at that run. That is a great defensive play by Bueller.
Oh, he got right in front of it. He come across the field, 50, 60 feet, got in front of that ball and got it up. He was making his lineup while it was still in the air. And once it hit the ground, that told him exactly where it was at, and he got in front of it and made that play.
We go to the bottom of the 5th. This is the 18th annual Beat Ball Bonanza from North Central High School, presented by Bosma Industries.
When a visit to the eye doctor ends in a diagnosis of blindness or visual impairment, Bosma Enterprises is there, providing low and high-tech tools that let adult Hoosiers keep living at home, and training that teaches people with vision loss how to cook meals, travel around their homes and towns, and continue their employment. Because the need for independence never fades, even when the sense of sight does. Bosma Enterprises. To give help or get help, visit bosma.org.
Back at North Central High School, this is the 18th annual Beat Ball Bonanza, presented by Bosma Enterprises and Tib Hibner. The Indy Thunder, 1 inning away, but still having a chance in the bottom of the 5th to add some more runs and some more cushion to their total.
Absolutely, and this man here, number 6, he wants to get in on some of this action.
Corian, number 6, is the man at the plate. He has really struggled hitting today, but Corian White has also played very well defensively for Darnell Booker's Indy Thunder lineup.
And that's very important. It's like anything else. If you make outs, they don't make runs.
Pitch to White. Boy, he got one.
And he was around on it a little too quick.
You could see Richie Flores out there picking up the ball in foul territory for the San Antonio Jets.
Relaying it back in.
Very impressive. The Jets won their Cinco de Mayo tournament en route to defeating the Indy Thunder there. But again, the Indy Thunder were undermanned just a little bit. They only took 8 players to this event. And the one thing that you've mentioned, Tim, that I've recognized for many years is that a number of the beat ball players understand and have relationships with one another. It's not as if they're playing against teams that they've never seen before. Even though they may only face each other maybe 2 or 3 times a year, they know each other extraordinarily well. So a win here today is really big psychologically heading into the World Series.
Yeah, and like you said before, it's not that one's better than the other. One day one may be better, one day the other may be better. But today the Jets are in the same position that the Thunder was when they was down at Cinco de Mayo. Mm-hmm. So they may not have every one of their players. They may have a couple of players that are still at home.
Yep.
So I just got a text from the scorekeepers, and I didn't realize a home run counted 2 runs. So we're under-reporting right now. So the Indy Thunder actually has 17.
So it's now 17-10. And that's even a greater margin to have to work with and more cushion for the Thunder. As we look at the bottom of the lineup, he's been really good today, and that's Tyler Rodriguez. He lines one to the right side. That might be another run. I think he beat it.
Man, I don't want to make that call.
That was close.
I do not want to make that call. When I'm umpiring, I try to get down and look across the base and see the ball and the base at the same place. So he makes a hit here, and it's the angle of approach. The deep guy gets it up.
Bonanza picked up the ball, but to
the umpire in the field couldn't see where it was at, so it had to be all on the overruled, called an out right there. Listen to that.
Well, that's a good call. It was awfully close. I thought maybe he had beaten it for just a second, but frankly, when we looked at the replay, I think that was the right call. He was out.
I do too. I hate to be that way, but it was a pickup, and those deep pickups are so close every time.
Bang, bang, play. We go to the top of the order, and this is Eric Rodriguez, number 7 for the Thunder. 2 outs.
So what ends up happening is you're supposed to meet that ball at the same angle of descent when you're swinging a nice uppercut. If you get out in front of it too far, you'll hit the bottom of the bat. Just like that, it touched him. It touched him.
Yep.
We got that on film. It stroked him just as it went by. But it hits the bottom of the bat when he's early. And so he'll think that the pitcher is pitching him low. But watch how far the bat's out there. When if he'd have waited just 1 second longer for it to get over the plate, he would have got it on top of the bat and over the pitcher's head rather than right back at the pitcher.
And speaking of the pitcher, Jared Woodard, give him credit for making certain that he showed the umpire that he was hit.
Yeah.
And unlike baseball, he gets another chance because the ball was hit in foul territory. Woodard, the pitcher. So another chance.
Yes.
Wow.
He got all of that
my.
one. And it bounced over Richie Flores' head.
Wow, the Thunder are really hitting it well here in the last 2 or 3 innings. Eric Rodriguez with the 18th run of the ball game for the Thunder. It's 18-10.
And if you just joined us, the when it hits the pitcher, it goes back to the count that it was before. It's just a dead ball, and if the ball quits, it goes back to the same count also. In the past, it's been a little different. If the base quits, it's the same thing. That's why they test them before every play, because they don't want anybody disadvantaged at the beginning of the play.
What makes it really challenging for the hitter is they have to hear where the base is turned on. It could be random, either first or third. They just don't know.
They have to decide after they get the hit which one is on and make that run.
Yep.
Fouled it back. He got a good piece of it, but it's just.
Gerald Dykes is the hitter. Now, I think he has been the difference maker in this ball game. When he scored that run with the contact with his foot, that was huge, because before that he wasn't hitting the ball well. Since then, he's really swinging the bat.
Yeah, he is. Everybody's kind of stepped up their game here towards the end, but I think he was, like you said, that spark plug that got everybody going.
Mm-hmm. Here's Woodard's pitch with 2 strikes.
He didn't feel right. He just didn't take he just took the pitch. So we got a 2-1 count now. Looks like he's reaching a little too much. I don't know what's going on there.
Ball and 3 strikes on Dykes. He'll be followed by Zach Bueller.
I don't know. They must have hollered in the field that they couldn't hear the ball.
Yep.
Any player can ask for a new ball, whether it's sound or if the pitcher thinks the ball's a little too soft, he can say something. But normally, one of the volunteers don't get to ask for a new ball.
Woodard looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch.
Oh, he got all of it, and it's foul again.
Dykes looks like he's really pushing and trying to hit the ball as hard as he can.
Oh, yeah. We're sitting on a full count and 2 outs. This is a lot of pressure right now. They'd like to have put it more on the board. Another foul ball. Backspin brings it inside. It was hit inside the 40, but it brought it back behind the plate. It must have quit again. Look at there.
Oh boy! And again, we talked about how expensive these balls are, and you've got to raise money. I mean, these things don't come free. Sometimes you can estimate it may use as many as 50 balls during a course of a year. You take 50 times $35, it adds up very, very quickly.
Yeah, the balls are actually
16.25.
The balls are made by a volunteer group out in Colorado. He got a little piece of that one. Another foul ball, still sitting on a full count and 2 outs. The Telephone Pioneers, which was a volunteer group made by the AT&T telephone group back when the 70s, early 60s, started making the ball in the 60s and started using it competitively in the 70s.
Here's Woodard's pitch. That's strike 3. He's got one more strike. Well, no, it's strike 4.
That was 4. It was a clean miss. All right, they're in and out.
And we have finished 5 innings of play here. This is the 18th annual Beat Ball Bonanza presented by Bosma Enterprises on the ISC Sports Network.
Thousands of Indiana residents feel isolated from the world due to vision problems. Thanks to the National Federation of the Blind, visually impaired Hoosiers can hear newspapers, circulars, and magazines from across the globe.
I'm a Vietnam veteran. I'm blind. I read Stars and Stripes on NFB Newsline.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
Subscribe free to NFB Newsline.
Welcome to Bright Ideas, where we logo everything under the sun. Since 1983, Bright Ideas has been providing top-quality promotional products to companies, nonprofits, educational institutions, and growing companies around the country. We blend the latest technology with old-fashioned customer service. You'll enjoy the best of both worlds. Bright Ideas and Optimist Club, our positive approach, our upbeat outlook, and our commitment to creating a more optimistic future for kids is what differentiates Optimist Clubs from any other volunteer opportunity. Optimist Club, and you have to be optimistic right now if you're the San Antonio Jets. This may be their last at-bat here in the top of the 6th, and David Smith will lead it off, Tim.
Yeah, and they need to get it rolling. They have to do it now or never, you know. And
Darnell Booker, the coach and general manager, behind the plate, talking to the official scorekeeper.
Maybe some substitutions going right now.
Yeah, could be.
It looked like the Jets scorekeeper was over there talking to the official scorekeeper, and they were possibly bringing in some hitters, some bigger hitters than they.
We'll start with David Smith. Plate, he swings and lines one.
Foul ball.
Wow, foul just slightly. As you see, Eric Rodriguez over there, number 7 for the Indy Thunder, trying to retrieve that foul ball.
Yeah, it hit the base, and the base is 10 foot off the line, and that's to keep the runners out of the area of the fielders. We want to keep them apart, but still have as much competition as we can. So, all right, Kevin's talking to him. He's coming up for his pitch.
Kevin Simpson led the Austin Blackhawks to 9 championships in 30 years with the team. He's traveled to Canada, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Taiwan, and dozens of U.S. cities to teach the sport of beat baseball. And now he's teaching Rod Rodriguez behind the plate coaching this ball club, and that one rolls just foul. Wow.
I don't know. I think it made it past that corner.
Well,
if he called it foul, it's foul, but it was pretty close to the corner. It just about made it around the corner. That would have been a heck of a hit if he'd have just rolled around got it around that corner. Yeah, Kevin, he does a lot of traveling, and the team has done a lot of traveling. Last year I went to the Dominican, and what was the name of the stadium or the complex? It was there. The Dominican had the Olympic sports complex, and I mean that whole thing was just full of baseball players trying to get better so they can come play baseball in America.
Incredible. Baseball, the national pastime of the Dominican Republic. So many players playing collegiately and professionally in the United States. Certainly one that comes to mind, Sammy Sosa, the former Chicago Cub great, as David Smith is at the plate. You take a look at David there, hitting from the right side. A little bit different catching fundamentals for the Jets and the Thunder. You can see Coach Rodriguez is standing here.
And you see the spot on the glove, that's the target.
That's an excellent point, Tim. And another great play defensively.
Yeah, Eric put that one out. He just got in front of it, got down, and picked it up. It was it was one of those gravy plays, I guess what you call it. It was right there for him and he didn't bobble it. He picked it right up. I personally, when I'm pitching, I try to tell the pitcher just to stand, or the catcher just to stand still. And as I work with the batter, I pick a spot on him for each batter, so I know where to throw the ball. And with the coach being back there like he is, he's the one making the spot with that spot on his glove.
One out now. Number 4 for the Jets, Aaron Almanza. As we saw out in the field, spotting number 17 is Maya Gilchrist for the Indy Thunder. Here's the pitch by Simpson. Got a piece of it. 2 strikes. 2 more outs remain for the Jets.
He's got 3 strikes on him.
Pressure right now for Aaron Almanza with 3 strikes. Must get the ball in play. And he struck out. That is a big out for San Antonio, unfortunately, for the Jets. And now Axel Cox. Axel Cox is going to be the hitter. Wearing jersey 22. 18-10. Not a lot of pressure right now on the defense with an 8-run lead. You can see Cox again pulling away from the pitch. So if he's going to make contact, he's going to pull the ball towards the left side of the infield.
Yeah, that swing was different than the first swing. That first one, he was swinging from the heels, so to speak, and you're right, he torqued around. Now he's going to try to make good contact and good hit.
Like 4 or 5 different interviews.
A lot closer that time. And I think Kevin told him that, that first swing wasn't exactly where he needed it.
I think it's just for the next game.
And that is the ball game.
Well, Mike, I tell you,
strikes out.
I've never worked with anybody quite as professional as you guys. The group in the back and everybody. I tell you, this has been a real treat for me.
Well, I'll tell you what, the big treat is the fact that the Indy Thunder have won the 18th annual Beat Ball Bonanza by a final score this afternoon of 18-10. Their bats came alive and they played great defense in the latter half of this championship. They have earned the championship in this 18th year. Congratulations to the Indy Thunder and Darnell Booker's club for taking out the San Antonio Jets in this, the 18th annual Beat Ball Championship, brought to you by Bosma Enterprises on the ISC Sports Network.
Wayne Beamer, Program Manager of the Elder Blind Program at the Will Center in Terre Haute, Indiana. I introduce the NFB Newsline to seniors in 13 southwestern counties in Indiana. I also utilize the NFB Newsline for my radio station public affairs shows. The NFB Newsline. Experience it today.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
We are the nation's blind, and we read NFB Newsline.
Tired of watching the same old things on TV? Something new is on the horizon. The ISC Sports Network. Contact your cable provider today to add the ISC Sports Network. See the big games, the big moments, the championships, and more from all across the state. High schools, colleges, original content you can't find anywhere else. On the ISC Sports Network, it's all here. Find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
When a visit to the eye doctor ends in a diagnosis of blindness or visual impairment, Bosma Enterprises is there, providing low and high-tech tools that let adult Hoosiers keep living at home, and training that teaches people with vision loss how to cook meals, travel around their homes and towns, and continue their employment. Because the need for independence never fades, even when the sense of sight does. Bosma Enterprises. To give help or get help, visit bosma.org.
If you or someone you know is visually impaired or print challenged, the National Federation of the Blind has a resource you need.
Wow, I scored a touchdown when I found sports on NFB Newsline.
I enjoy reading TV guide listings on NFB Newsline.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
We are the nation's blind. We read NFB Newsline.
It's free.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
When a visit to the eye doctor ends in a diagnosis of blindness or visual impairment, Bosma Enterprises is there, providing low and high-tech tools that let adult Hoosiers keep living at home, and training that teaches people with vision loss how to cook meals, travel around their homes and towns, and continue their employment. Because the need for independence never fades, even when the sense of sight does. Bosma Enterprises. To give help or get help, visit bosma.org.
Thousands of Indiana residents feel isolated from the world due to vision problems. Thanks to the National Federation of the Blind, visually impaired Hoosiers can hear newspapers, circulars, and magazines from across the globe.
I'm a Vietnam veteran. I'm blind. I read Stars and Stripes on NFB Newsline.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
Subscribe free to NFB Newsline.
I'm Danny Wayne Beamer, Program Manager of the Elder Blind Program at the Will Center in Terre Haute, Indiana. I introduce the NFB Newsline to seniors in 13 southwestern counties in Indiana. I also utilize the NFB Newsline for my radio station public affairs shows. The NFB Newsline. Experience it today.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
We are the nation's blind, and we read NFB Newsline.
Tired of watching the same old things on TV? Something new is on the horizon. The ISC Sports Network. Contact your cable provider today to add the ISC Sports Network. See the big games, the big moments, the championships, and more from all across the state. High schools, colleges, original content you can't find anywhere else. On the ISC Sports Network, it's all here. Find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
A victorious Indy Thunder squad winning the 18th annual Beat Ball Championship at North Central High School. And our player of the game is with us. It's Zach Bueller. Zach, you had an outstanding game.
Thank you.
Both offensively and defensively. And I made the comment to Tim Hibner here that you remind me of an NFL-type player. You look a lot bigger in person than you do on the field.
Right.
You look like you're about 6'1", 195, can run about a 4.4 40.
I wish. I'm about 5'11", about 180, so a little off. But
you look a lot bigger. I tell you that right now. You know, I'm a pretty good sized guy, and I'm you know, it seems that you're bigger than I am. So.
You had a great performance here today offensively. Talk a little bit about your team's resilience. You fell behind here in this ball game, and it looked there early on that maybe the San Antonio Jets were the team to beat in this championship.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets are definitely a good team. They always give us a really good game, and you know, when we only scored one run in the first, we were, you know, I kind of was talking to the guys, and we're like, you know, we gotta kind of step it up defensively. This is when we locked down, and I think that's really when the game turned around. Only giving up a couple runs every inning definitely helps for the win, for sure. And then offensively, you know, we started getting hot, and just when we get hot, we don't really look back. So it was definitely a good team effort all around.
So tell us, when you got a hold of that ball, how'd that feel when you really hit? When you hit that big ball.
Oh yeah, it felt really good. My first two were a couple grounders, so right when I hit those, I was like, well, I probably got to move a little faster than I normally would. So tried really getting some speed on those first couple, but after you really get a hold of one, it felt really good. You know, just felt smooth, felt clean, and the Jets were tracking it well. They got me on a couple of them, but the speed definitely comes into play after you hit a ball like that. So
there are two things that come to mind when I look at your performance here this afternoon. One, and I mentioned this several times, it appeared you're coming on to the plate with the lead either tied or run behind. You were a crucial hitter in the lineup to keep things going and sort of the glue for your ball club.
Yeah, you know, I was just trying to do my part, you know, trying to pull my own weight. I think that's what we all try to do. If we don't hit well, we try to play defense well, and that's the key. And, you know, we never really get down on each other, and that's the key to it is just staying connected as a team, staying, you know, as a family, and that's how you win, and that's how you really come together. And, you know, coming up to the plate, I honestly had no idea what the score was. I was just coming up to do my job and do my part and get it to the next man.
Tim, defensively, that play out in left field.
Oh, I'm telling you, do you ever feel like you're on an island out there?
Oh, absolutely.
You know that I got to take the right cutoff route. If I don't, this ball gets by me.
Absolutely. A couple of them actually, especially when they go up the left field line, or even just really deep. It's like, well, if I don't get this, I guess they're scoring, because you really are out there alone and it's just you. But it's definitely fun to play there. That's what makes it so exciting. Just it's me or nothing, you know. So
last chance right there.
Right,
huh?
exactly.
Excellent.
Exactly.
I thought you played an outstanding performance today.
Thank you.
A championship here. Now that's going to propel you, and frankly, you know, to win a World Series.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, you know, catapult us up to the next tournament next week, and then, you know, going in the World Series. Super excited.
Great job. Now let's take a look at our play of the game here. And there were some outstanding plays, Tim Hibner, but one in particular was a huge home run for the Indy Thunder off the bat of number 3. Just a great drive here. I would take a look at this one. Wow.
Yeah, it hit on the almost right on that tall grass we were talking about that the balls were rolling into. He got every bit of that one and never even slowed down. See, that's what you got to do. You got to make sure that you don't slow down, because once you take the speed off or the power off of your run, you could twist an ankle. But that umpire was watching that, and he let him know right up front that was a home run right there.
Play of the game, the home run by number 3. That's Corey White driving the ball on the right side for another run for the Indy Thunder, as the Indy Thunder go on to win this 18th annual Beat Ball Bonanza here from North Central High School. And now, of course, thank you, Zach Buhner, of course, the winning coach and general manager for the Indy Thunder, Darnell Booker, a team that you have managed and guided and piloted to several World Series championships, and now this, a championship here at North Central. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You knew coming in that the San Antonio Jets were an outstanding club. You had lost them in their Cinco de Mayo tournament back in May. What was the difference here today?
I think we just, making plays and being focused, and we know San Antonio is a championship caliber team, and we just gotta focus on us and prepare the right way and let the chips fall where they may. And I thought our guys, stuck with it, played well, and the results showed that with their toughness and their tough-mindedness and determination to not get down when we were behind.
You can always you can put a time clock on stuff and say if you're making it inside of 5 seconds to the base, you put a time clock on how fast the ball gets picked up in the field, but you don't really get better until you play some of the better teams. And I think that you played a good team today.
We played an excellent team. Like I said, San Antonio, like I said, is a championship caliber team, and they will be there at the end. And we know that this is just one victory, and we still have a lot of work to do. And we know that they're going to be a formidable foe at the World Series.
Darnell, 3 players I'd like to mention and get your thoughts on real quickly. Tyler Rodriguez, I thought, played really well. In fact, him and I really thought he may have been one of your most valuable players, certainly along with Zach Buhler. But also, Miguel Tello did a really good job defensively out in the field, made some great plays. And the other guy that was kind of a game changer, maybe gone under the radar, is Gerald Dykes. Dykes came up with a big run there where he kicked the back of his leg against the base to score a run. I think that helped propel you forward to have a chance to get some momentum in this one.
Sure. I mean, it's a team effort. All those guys, we've been there before several years. These guys have been together in the nucleus, the chemistry that we have, and then the practice habits. I always preach at our practices, just have good practice habits, and it showed. I mean, like I said, all the 3 guys you mentioned, they have the good practice habits and the base running, because it all comes into play when you're playing a championship caliber team like the San Antonio Jets.
So when you're starting your practice off, and I've heard and talked with you before, just tell the audience when do you start and how do you start making the pieces, your batting, your fielding, things like that. How do you fit all that back together again?
It's a process. At every practice, everything kind of stays the same. We practice weekends, and we have a set script that we do in practice. Like we'll do defense for a long time. We'll do individual work for a long time, and then we start our season in January. So we do a lot of batting the first 12 weeks of the season. So we do a lot of that. So we do a lot of, like I said, a lot of preparation during the off season in January with our 12 weeks of batting practice. Then when we carry it on outside, we focus a lot on our defense, and then we do very little hitting because it's all about timing in the early months. And then when we get outside here, it's just preparation and attention to detail.
Well, I sure do appreciate being here, and I thank you for inviting me. I couldn't tell you how great this crew has been to work with. They are professionals. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you making time out of your schedule and to come and be with us, and I know that you know the game very well, and like I said, I appreciate everything you do for Beat Baseball. I appreciate that, and I know always respect everything you do for me and everything. I always seek your advice on everything. So, like I said, I appreciate you getting the time to be here and representing our league and being here at our first tournament. And I hope it won't be your last to come back and be a part of it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Congratulations again to Darnell Booker, the head coach and general manager of the Indy Thunder, the champion of the 18th annual Beep Baseball Tournament here at North Central High School. I'd like to thank our sponsors for today, Bosma Enterprises, Bright Ideas, NFB Newsline, Optimus Club. And a special thanks to Tim Himner and this entire ISC Sports Network crew who worked tirelessly, literally tirelessly, from the morning till this afternoon to get this championship underway. Again, the final here from North Central High School, the Indy Thunder 18, the San Antonio Jets 10, winning the 18th annual Beep Baseball Championship. So long, everybody.